This is Atlantic Television Global News for 9 p.m. The headlines. Analyst describes Fubar's new speaker as illegal. Senate approves death penalty for drug traffickers. Tinubu appoints Woke as CEO River Basin Authority. FG proposes upward VAT review. Plus, Vladimir Putin warns of global clash, and in entertainment, Kanayo introduces Fusan to Nollywood. Atletico win appeal over racist abuse sanction.
Get ready! As Morrison Communications Limited proudly presents Children's Day Celebration 2024.
Arts. La Small Hotel and Resorts, number 9, Room Calagbo off Waterlines, Basta, Port Harcourt. On Saturday, May 25th, starting at 8 a.m. Inter-school march past competition,
Dance competition, drama competition. Parents, teachers and children alike, don't miss out on the fun with Uncle Clown bouncing castle as we cut the Children's Day cake. Admission is just 2,000 naira per child. For participation and sponsorship opportunities, call us now 0806 673 8689 and 0810 634 1777.
This event is proudly sponsored by the Last Mall Hotel and Resort with Atlantic Television Network and 99.5 Wish FM Port Harcourt, Lesuka Event Center, Gate Place Hotel, 8 Ball Hotel and Lounge, Oma Studio, Osgia Table Water. Remember that every child is unique. See you there. This event is managed by Pace Expressions Arts.
Special guest appearance, Hilda Dokubo, Children's Day Celebration 2024.
Condemned the recent inauguration of a new speaker, River State House of Assembly. Speaking on Wish FM, Let's Talk, a political analyst, Chris Obinuchi, stated that the inauguration of a new speaker for the River State House of Assembly is politically motivated and not constitutional.
There are procedures on how to anybody can emerge as the Speaker of the River State House of Assembly. You don't just because you have access to the media, you announce yourself as the speaker. No, the constitution, because we want to, we're afraid of youth overrunning the state. No, we need to talk to people. There is need to also talk to political leaders, the gladiators. They are the ones who control this board. They need to know that, irrespective of your interest, rivers come first. Rivers come first. You need to put the interest of the state.
Recall that Victor Oko Jumbo, the lawmaker representing Bonny Local Government Area State Constituency at the River State House of Assembly, has emerged as the new Speaker of the State Assembly against the current Speaker of the House, Martins Amule. Analysts have condemned the G60 group for declaring the River State House of Assembly as illegitimate. Speaking on Atlantic Television Open Conversation, a social-political analyst Ifeanyi Chukwugochukwu described the declaration by the G20 as a gross misconduct and unethical.
Because as far as we are concerned, it was the governor of River State who in June inaugurated this particular House of Assembly. So Ugochinyere and the other Nigerians who, go about making statements without knowing the root of the problem, for him to call duly elected members of the House, rascals, is a joke.
On his part, Esedi Joe maintained that the practice of democracy allows for the freedom of expression and opinions by either individual or groups within constitutional tenets.
Everyone has right to an opinion in this system. Everyone has a chance to, go on air and say what they feel is right and they feel should be the way things should go. But more importantly is when a group is speaking, like Gokinyere's G60 group had just spoken. And the take is very easy. Everything we're discussing when it comes to Rivers politics is in connection to the G60 people is the Constitution. What does the Constitution say? The Constitution says that if you are supposed to be an assembly member in a party and you move from that party, you are already an illegal member of the system. And so they are only buttressing what the Constitution has spoken, already buttressing what the Constitution has expressed already. So their position expressing that the House of Assembly members are not in cognizance with the law.
A group of federal lawmakers belonging to the opposition parties in the National Assembly, known as the G60, have recently described the Rivers State Assembly as illegitimate. Still on Rivers State, the governor, Siminalayi Fubara, on Thursday stormed the Rivers State House of Assembly quarters amid the political crisis rocking the state. There was tight security around the area as the Rivers State governor visited the quarters where the Martin Amerule-led legislators meet. The governor said he was at the place as the governor of the state. He, however, took a 3-minute walk around the premises before leaving. His visit came on the heels of a fresh crisis in the Rivers State House of Assembly. Rivers State Commissioner of Police CP Olatunji Disu has reiterated warning against detention of suspects by vigilante groups in the state. CP Disu gave the warning on Thursday. The warning comes amid complaints of vigilante groups having detention facilities, engaging in extrajudicial killings, torture and other unethical conducts. On the alleged murder of 2 siblings of the same parents, Newman and Collins Ugoji in Idu community on Nelga, Rivers State by Ospak Vigilante, the Rivers Police boss explained that some suspects have been arrested and transferred to State CIID Port Harcourt. He explained that the command is working on the matter and efforts are on to recover the corpse of the 2 siblings of the same parents. CP Disu, however, encouraged members of the public to report such unethical conducts of vigilantes like detention, torture of suspects to phone number 0816-1355-218 through text message, and instant attention will be given to the matter. 1 person has been reportedly dead with 3 others sustaining various degrees of machete wounds when the military pulled out of the embattled Okwama community in Ughelli South local government area of Delta State amidst chaos. The killing of soldiers on peace and rescue operations at Okwama on March 14, 2024, prompted the military to burn down the community in retaliation. According to sources in neighboring Akugbene and Okoloba communities in Bomadi local government area, the soldiers pulled out of the embattled community on Tuesday suddenly without any prior information. Confirming the news, Akugbene's source, who spoke to our reporter amidst the rumored chaos in the creek, disclosed that one of the 2 victims who escaped back to the community is dead. However, the chairman of Okoloba community, Clement Koki, in his reaction said that his community would continue to maintain the peace and pray to God for protection. Edo State government on Thursday said it has no court matter with the Oba Eware II, the Oba of Benin, or Monoba Nedo Uku Akpolokpolo. Social media reports suggest that there is a current court case initiated by the government against the revered traditional ruler, a situation the state government described as the handiwork of enemies of the state. But in a statement, the Special Advisor Media Projects to Governor Obaseki Crusoe Osage urged residents of the state and the general public to disregard the reports. Reporting to Governor's spokesman, the rumors fabricated, fake, and should be discountenanced in its entirety. He reiterated the state government's commitment to sustaining a harmonious relationship with all stakeholders in the state. Comrade Victor Ndukwe has been re-elected as chairman of the Abia State Council of the Nigeria Union of Journalists. Ndukwe works with the Broadcasting Corporation of Abia State and was inaugurated alongside Chidi Asonye as vice chairman, Ikechukwu Onuegbu secretary, Comrade Chibuzo Madu Cairo financial secretary. Speaking at the inaugural event held in Obuahia, the Abia State capital, the national vice president of NUJ South, East Zone C, Comrade Emmanuel Ifesinachi, who represented the National Secretariat of the Union, charged the new council leaders to ensure that the interests of their members as priority. While emphasizing the need of peace, the National Vice Chairman called on all members of the Union in the states to join hands with the newly inaugurated Executive Committee led by Comrade Victor Undukwe for the progress of the Council. Responding on behalf of the newly inaugurated Executive Committee, members of the Nigeria Union Journalists, Undukwe reassured that they will serve the Council diligently, even as he promised to carry along every member in all activities of the Union in the state. Abia State Internal Revenue Service has said that it has suspended the compulsory weekly ticket payments arrangements which were to be introduced for operators of tricycle, popularly known as keke, commercial vehicle operators, and motorcyclists in the state. The suspension, which was signed by Professor Dochukwu Ogbonna, the executive chairman of AIRS, said that the suspension takes immediate effect. The press release by AIRS chairman read, "Further to our previous announcement dated 12th April 2024, the Abia State Internal Revenue Service hereby announces the suspension of the compulsory weekly tickets for keke, tricycle operators, motorcycle operators, and commercial vehicle operators effective immediately." He, however, said that the monthly ticket remained unchanged, though the Abia Revenue Agency attributed the reversal to feedback it received from stakeholders. Keke Napep operators who spoke on the matter told newsmen that the suspension was in response to the peaceful protest they did in Umuahia and Abia State Government House on Monday. Gas explosion occurred in the Bejuleki area of Lagos, has claimed the lives of 2 people, leaving several others injured. This incident comes just 1 week after a similar explosion in the densely populated Ajegule area, which left many with severe burns. According to reports, the explosion took place at a gas retail shop in Abule Folly, causing a fire that spread to adjacent shops and destroyed goods. Lagos State Police Command Public Relations Officer SP Benjamin Hundeyi confirmed the incident. Hundeyi said the injured victims are undergoing treatment, while the remains of the deceased have been taken to the morgue for preservation. He further stated that the extent of the property damage is still being assessed. Emergency responders, including firefighters and other agencies, were on the scene to provide assistance. Journalists and a group of civil society organizations have demanded release of Daniel Ojukwu, the FIJ reporter who has been in police custody since May 1. It was learned that Ojukwu is being detained for a purported violation of the 2015 Cybercrime Act. Revolution Now convener Omoyele Sowore Buki Shonibare, the chairman of FIJ's board of trustees and executive director of Invictus Africa, and others in attendance at the protest at Force Headquarters Abuja. Some of the organizations protesting are the International Center for Investigative Reporting, Gatefield Invictus Africa, Enough is Enough Nigeria, Accountability Lab, Global Rights, Data Fight Nigeria network of NGOs, and the Center for Journalism, Innovation and Development, among others. Thursday, May 9, makes it the 9th day since some operatives reportedly abducted Ojukwu in Lagos, where he was initially held for 3 days before he was transferred to Abuja by the Force Criminal Investigation Department, the highest investigation arm of the police. Again, unidentified gunmen have reportedly waylaid and killed 2 Agatu youths. The victims, identified as Isaac Adano and Cletus Ojotu, both indigenes of Odejo community, were on their way home from Makodi before they were ambushed and killed along Ogbalu Odubeho Road. As of the time of filing this report, those responsible and the reason for the gruesome murder have remained unknown, but an indigene of Odejo community who did not want his name mentioned accused the people of Ogbalu of being responsible. Killings by unknown gunmen have become frequent in the three neighboring communities of Agatu local government area. The latest killing brings to 9 the number of youth killed by yet-to-be-identified gunmen. It can be recalled that unknown gunmen in separate attacks in the past few days killed 7 youths of Ogbalu community, namely Edo Al-Hassan, Echewija Edo, Simon Emmanuel, Anis Salihu, David Simon, Adanu Nathan, and Idu Ohili from Egba. Group of foreign investors from Australia, Messrs. Paul Champ and Richard Vargas of United Solar Energy, are to develop a 10 GW solar photovoltaic power plant in Benue State. The power plant is to be held under the Benue Investment and Property Company Limited. The investors who met with the managing director commercially ensuring the viability of the project and providing tax concessions, incentives, and financial grants. Senior Magistrates Court in Gwagwalada, Abuja has sentenced the 20-year-old housewife Faith Felix to 8 months in prison for pouring hot water on her co-wife. The woman who resides in Gosatoge along Airport Road in the city was convicted and sentenced for criminal force assault and causing grievous hurt, to which she begged the court for leniency. Senior Magistrate N.A. Takru, who sentenced her to 8 months imprisonment without option of fine, warned her to desist from committing such acts and be of good behavior. Earlier, the prosecuting counsel, Dabo Yakubu, told the court that the complainant, Stella Jekos, of same address, reported the matter to the police on 2nd May. Yakubu said that on the same day, while the complainant was asleep, the convict intentionally the entrance of the FCT administration in protest, pleading with the FCT Minister Barrister Yeson Wike to sign their lease relocation to the permanent site at Wasa districts in Abuja. The protest was carried out by the president of the association, Mr. Chimeze Ife, and members to complain that the association with them since 2026.
9th of May 2024 surrounds the entrance of Federal Capital Territory Administration (FCDA) in protest to plead with the FCT Minister Barrister Yenson Wuke to sign their lease relocation to their permanent site at Wasa district in Abuja. The president of the association, Mr. Chimeze Ife, complains that the association has written many letters to the former ministers of FCT requesting them to sign the site relocation agreement made since 2006 so that the traders their businesses, but the responses they get always was for them to be patient.
In 2006, where we are in our home was demolished by the former minister, and they sent us to Buffalo to go and stay till when they give us another place. We waited for many years, they couldn't do anything. In 2011, we applied to the former minister, Bara Mohammed, and he approved a land for us in Wasa. And we are following it with the condition that all the expenses, we are the one to take care of it. When we spend over 100 and something million on that project. Now, in 2015, the honorable minister gave us the letter of intent on the land, on the condition they will sign the lease agreement. They prepared the lease agreement by the director of drafting, which will sign our column. So since then, we are waiting for the honorable minister to sign. The former minister, we have meeting with him 4 times. He said we should get patient, he will sign. I'm waiting for him all his tenure in office, writing so many letters. He said we should get patient, and we are getting patient. Why we want to know, we know you are a good man, you won't support injustice. And I know because you want Abuja to move forward, you will do the justice. So they can sign the lease agreement, we can enter the site to begin to the profit.
While responding to the association group, the FCT Minister Barrister Yeson Wuke said their protest was not proper as they blocked the entrance of the FCDA and causing traffic without writing to inform him that there was an agreement between them and the former ministers. Neither has he refused the association visit to his office for formal complaints.
say the good things I'm doing. What good things? No, you don't need the good things. So what you should do, tell your people to go. Then write to me that you want to see me. Then we'll sit down and talk. But I will not talk with you by these things you are doing here. I'm not one of those ones anybody will come and intimidate. You should know me very well. What I don't like is anybody to say, go there, barricade the place, and then, look, I don't like that.
Joseph Moses, ATN News, Abuja.
FCT chapter of Real Estate Developer Association of Nigeria has paid a courtesy visit to the Honorable Minister of FCT, Barrister Nyesom Wike. Chairman of the association, Aikyo Tony, said the aim of their visit was to prefer solutions to real estate development challenges in FCT in order to have smooth housing situation in Abuja City.
We are aware of the various challenges that have bedeviled real estate development in FCT, especially the issues of land grabbing and land racketeering. It has put our members in a very dicey situation. We have been kind of embarrassed and ashamed that we seem to be labeled as a dark horse in the developmental strata of this great city. Honorable Minister, we are not happy with such development, and because of that, as an association, we have chosen to come and provide solution to such problem that has been existing in this town for ages now. We are aware of your sensitivity to order, security, development, and prosperity to the people of FCT. And we are ready to partner with this agenda of order, security, development, and prosperity. So, Honorable Minister, we have come to seek for collaboration. We are actually envisaging that in order to solve some of this problem, we must try as much as possible to go back to the 2002 model that this government had used previously to enhance development. The model itself was not without any problem, and we have also identified those problems, and we believe that when we collaborate, we will be able to mitigate those problems in order to have a smooth initiative that will bring about housing for all in the city of Abuja.
Honorable Minister of FCT Barrister Nyesom Wike, while responding to the theme of the real estate developers, said land grabbing, an illegal form of acquisition of land, is a big situation in Abuja, and that the government will take action necessary on those responsible.
Yes, we know that land grabbing is not new. Even some of your people are party to it. Staff of FCT are part of it. But as a government, we'll do all we can to see that we deal square with anybody that's involved. Doesn't matter how highly placed you may be. For the purposes of the government reach overnight, I don't know what the model of 2002 says, but we have a different way now. We are trying to do on the issue of land and development of land. Virtually everyday people write, they have this intention to develop so number of houses. We welcome that as a way to move the city forward. But we have seen that so many people are always doing this just to get a land title. At the end of the day, nothing has been done. And then they believe that they will try as much as they can, take our land and begin to sell to people for development. For me, that is not helping us to build houses, to reduce the housing deficit. No. That's the way of taking government land and enriching yourselves at the expense of government. Government can only so want to sell land. So why would government give out land for the purpose of housing estate and then you are selling the land to people? We would have sold the land ourselves, if that is the case.
Minister said FCT administration is willing to partner with the developers who genuinely are ready to the Abuja city in accordance with the government plans, rules and regulations.
Yes, I agree you want to bring in funds, but it's no matter some of them bringing in funds. That you have the financial wherewithal for such development. Two, you will undertake that this project must be started and finished within so time, without any condition attached thereto. Three, the failure to develop this, the government is entitled to take back their land. It does not matter what form of development you are putting there. Government is entitled to take their land back. If that is done, then we are convinced that we cannot give you an allocation, but proper documentation must be made. Up to now, I refuse even individuals who bought their assets to have their CFO. So these are things people talk about, well, you know. So we as government were willing and ready to support individuals, associations who genuinely would want to work with us, so we're able to make the city to be a city that we have always hoped.
To other news now, Nigerian Army says its troops deployed for counter-terrorism operations in northeast Nigeria in collaboration with the Civilian Joint Task Force has successfully intercepted a group of terrorists on transit to unleash an attack in Yola South local government area of Adamawa State. This was disclosed in a post on the Army's X account on Thursday. According to the post, the troops on a fighting patrol near Wuro Jabe encountered the terrorists who were on a mission to attack the community. It further added that the troops in a separate but related operation intercepted 3 persons suspected of gun running in the Sukuk community located in the Madagali local government area of the state. Further investigations have revealed that Musa had previously acquired an AK-47 rifle for 300,000 naira from a yet to be identified individual who is currently at large. Bauchi State Executive Council has approved the procurement of 4 renal machines to be installed at the renal center of the Specialist Hospital Bauchi. The Commissioner of Health Adamu Sambo made the disclosure while briefing journalists shortly after the SEC meeting at the Government House Bauchi on Thursday. He said the move was necessitated to ensure that renal services are readily available for patients as well as affordable, considering the present cost of dialysis at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Teaching Hospital. According to him, dialysis patients are struggling to maintain their treatment due to the increasing cost of treatment at Booth, adding that the government also saw the need to separate the categories of the patients in order to have an effective service at the center. Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State has assured that governors are not opposed to the implementation of the new minimum wage for public workers, dismissing claims that governors are not cooperating with the federal government on the issue. Addressing journalists after meeting with Vice President Kashim Shettima at the State House in Abuja, Governor Sule discussed the security situation in her state, stating Nasarawa's readiness for investment and agriculture. Sule said that Nasarawa has been paying the current minimum 30,000 naira since 2019 and has also implemented promotions, gratuities and other benefits for workers. He pointed out the role of a committee established by the federal government to work on the minimum wage, adding that governors are awaiting the outcome of the committee's deliberations. Sule assured Nigerians the Nasarawa state is safe for investment and agriculture, citing the construction of major roads and the establishment of a military super camp as factors contributing to improved security in the state. Taraba State Governor Agbu Keifas has expressed concern over the disruption in electricity supply caused by the alleged vandalization of 4 transmission line towers along the Jos Gombe 330 KRV line. The disruption, which occurred on 22 April 2024, has left the state in total blackout in the past 3 weeks. The governor in a press briefing held in Jalingo on Thursday through his Commissioner of Energy and Economic Development, Naomi Tanko Agbu, described the act as senseless, saying these senseless acts of sabotage have not only jeopardized the reliability of electrical infrastructure in the Northeast, but have also resulted in widespread inconvenience and hardship for the community, plunging millions into blackout. The governor also condemned the lengthy time it was taken to resolve the matter, saying it shows complete neglect by the federal government to Taraba State and the region. He urged the people of the state to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activities or individuals observed near transmission line towers or electrical facilities attempting to vandalize any infrastructure. Nigeria's Security and Civil Defense Corps, Kwara State Command, has nabbed a 45-year-old Prophet Olayinka Ajiboye for allegedly defiling 3 minors. All the minors who fall within the age bracket of 13 to 17 years are residents of Aga Village, Ilorin South Local Government Area of Kwara State. It was gathered that the suspect, who specializes in harassing and sexually assaulting minors, has been under the surveillance of the command following several complaints about his nefarious activities. Spokesman of the command, Ayola Michael Shola, in a statement on Thursday, said investigation revealed that the suspect is a general overseer of Divine Land of Joy Prayer Ministry located in Aga Village and has sexually assaulted several members of the church, as reported by the victims. The spokesman further disclosed that the suspect confessed to the crime, blaming his act on the devil. He also appealed to the public to support the command's fight against all forms of gender-based violence and assured that perpetrators would be prosecuted in accordance with the laws of the land. Gunmen have killed 4 persons and injured many others in an attack in Kayada village in Namu community of Plateau State. The Transition Implementation Committee Chairman of Kwara and Pan Local Government Council, Christopher Audu Manship, who confirmed the incident, visited the victims. Manship, who was accompanied by top council management security chiefs in the local government area, assured security agencies were already working round the clock to unravel those behind the crime. He noted that his administration will not allow criminal elements to create more pain and hardship for residents. The village head of Kayadar said his subjects were still in shock and grief over the incident. Yobe State House of Assembly has amended the law that established his bar commission to separate the functions of office of the executive chairman and state commandant of the commission. The House amended the law after adopting the report of its Standing Committee on Justice and Religious Affairs on the amendment law. Shedding more light, the chairman of the committee, Yakubu Suleiman, said the amended law has made provisions for the office of the state commandant of his power commission and his functions. While speaking on the importance of the amendment, the committee chairman said it will assist the commission in discharging its duties effectively. In another development, the House has received the names of 4 nominees for confirmation as executive chairman and permanent members of the HISPA Commission. For illegal operation of burial discharge, spokesman of the command SP Abdullahi Aruna Kiyawa confirmed the arrest in a statement issued to newsmen. He said the arrest followed a raid conducted by the Kano Police Command with combined personnel of the Department of State Services at locations where forex transactions were being carried out in Wapa, Burial Discharge, Fage local government area, Kano. He said further investigation revealed that the 17 suspects were operators that operate illegally to stabilize the foreign exchange market in the country. The State Commissioner of Police, CP Mohamed Hussaini Gumer, noted that illegal financial activities would not be tolerated and those engaging in such practices would face the full wrath of the law. Kaduna State Fire Service said it recorded 2 deaths from 81 fire outbreaks across the state between March and April 2024. Paula Boyd, the service's director, made this known in an interview with newsmen in Kaduna on Thursday. According to him, 2 persons died while 3 persons sustained various degrees of injuries in the outbreaks. Aboy said the fire service received reports of fire outbreaks in Kaduna, Zaria and Kafanchan during the period under review. He said that the fire service was doing its best to reduce the incidences of fire outbreaks in the state by sensitizing residents on fire safety measures. The director commended hospitals nationwide for their prompt attendance to the victims. Suspected herdsman Wuzaipa Salisu has allegedly cut the hand of a farmer, Bitrus Jawai, in Damakasua community, Kauru, to the home ahead of this year's farming when he was attacked by the herder. Barnabas said the victim, of former Norge chairman in the Kauru local government area and currently a trustee in the state level, visited his home on Sunday to clear the land in preparation for this year's farming. He further explained that his elder brother went to his farm, which is not more than 200 kilometers from their family house, and discovered that cows entered one of his farms and ate beans, saying that he approached the boy only to be attacked. He explained that attacks by herdsmen on people in the community have been continuous, noting that 2 people were similarly attacked last year. Spokesperson for the state's command, ASP Mansour Hassan, did not respond to calls and text messages sent to him. You're watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. We'll be right back after the short break. Stay with us.
Get ready! As Morrison Communications Limited proudly presents Children's Day Celebration 2024.
Arts. La Small Hotel and Resorts, number 9, Rumukalabo off Waterlines, Basta, Port Harcourt.
On Saturday, May 25th, starting at 8 a.m., inter-school march past competition,
Dance competition, drama competition. Parents, teachers and children alike, don't miss out on the fun with Uncle Clown, Bouncing Castle as we cut the Children's Day cake. Admission is just 2,000 naira per child. For participation and sponsorship opportunities, call us now 0806 673 8689 and 0810 634 1777.
This event is proudly sponsored by the Last Mall Hotel and Resort with Atlantic Television Network and 99.5 Wish FM Port Harcourt, Lesuka Event Center, Gate Place Hotel, 8 Ball Hotel and Lounge, Oma Studio, Osgia Table Water.
Remember that every child is unique. See you there. This event is managed by Pace Expressions Arts.
84.
Through the Sahara, we bring on sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on The Fact Today, only on ATN.
This is Global News on Atlantic Television Network. Now to the rest of our stories. The Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Martin Chike Amayewule, on Thursday addressed the media on Governor Siminalayi Fubara's latest plot to demolish the recently built Rivers State House of Assembly quarters located along Aba Road, Port Harcourt. According to the Speaker, Rivers people were stunned today when the Governor Fubara stormed the House of Assembly quarters with another attempt to demolish the premises. He stated that Nigerians are watching day by day as the governor, who is supposed to uphold the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and extant laws of the state, is now the chief breaker of the law. Right Honorable Amayewule said the House of Assembly quarters is one of the best in Nigeria and was built by the immediate past Governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Nyesom Wike. The quarters was commissioned by the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, now Chief of Staff to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. The Speaker expressed disappointment in the Governor's undue interference, stating that the Rivers State House of Assembly quarters was built for members of the House, not for the executive arm. He said the Governor's actions are unbecoming of a sitting Governor who is supposed to uphold the sanctity of the law. We are ashamed to have a Governor who has no respect for our Constitution, laws and democracy. Indeed, our Governor is an assault to our democracy, Amayewule said. The Speaker further revealed that the Governor mobilized thugs to his official residence and invaded the official residence of the members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, jumping through the fence and breaking the back gates. He accused the Governor of wanting to demolish the property of the Rivers State House of Assembly, which was built with taxpayers' money, without informing the members. Right Honorable Amayewule stated that while other governors are looking for ways to improve the well-being of their people, the Governor Fubara is busy looking for structures to demolish, adding that he has nothing to show but to demolish what other past governors have built. The Speaker affirmed that members of the 10th Rivers State House of Assembly are not afraid and will continue to make laws for the good governance of the state, stressing that the Governor has no power over the legislature, as the House of Assembly is a creation of the Constitution. President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Engineer Chukwuemeka Woke as the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of the Ogun-Osun River Basin Development Authority. Engineer Woke is a seasoned engineer and politician. He had served as chairman of Emoha local government area of River State and was chief of staff, Government House, Port Harcourt for many years. The President expects the new Chief Executive Officer of the Ogun-Osun River Basin Development Authority to discharge his duties with integrity and in conformity with the highest standards of transparency while working at harnessing and developing the water resource potential of the area, as well as ensuring that the authority is a channel for holistic, integrated industrial, agricultural, and community development. President Bola Tinubu has appointed the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Ekperikpe Ekpo, as the co-chairman of the Governing Council of the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board. President Tinubu had, in December 2023, appointed the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources Oil, Senator Heineken Lokbobiri, as chairman of the NCDMB along with other 8 board members, including the Executive Secretary, Engineer Felix Ogbe. A statement issued on Thursday by Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Ajurin Gelale, said the appointment aims to enhance the approval process for unique oil and gas projects and ensure effective oversight of the gas sector. As co-chairman of the NCDMB Governing Council, Mr. Ekpo will work closely with other stakeholders to drive the development of Nigeria's gas resources and ensure that the country maximizes its benefits from the sector. Senate on Thursday approved the death penalty for those convicted on the charge of drug trafficking in the country. The punishment prescribed in the extant NDLEA Act is a maximum sentence of life imprisonment. The resolution of the Senate followed its consideration of a report of the Committees on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters in Drugs and Narcotics, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency Act Bill 2024, Chairman of the Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters presented the report during plenary. Senator Mohammed Monguno, APC Borno North. The bill, which passed its 3rd reading, aims to update the list of dangerous drugs, strengthen the operations of the NDLEA, review penalties, and empower the establishment of laboratories. Senate has approved the sum of 17 billion naira as 2024 budgetary estimate for the Universal Service Provision Fund. USPF is an agency under the Nigerian Communications Commission saddled with the responsibility of promoting widespread availability and usage of network services and application services throughout Nigeria institutions on reserved, underserved areas or for underserved groups within the communities in the country. The Thursday's approval followed a report by the chairman of the Committee on Communications 2024 budget of the Nigerian Communications Commission, Bilbis Aliyu Ikra, representing Zamfara Central. Lawmakers like Senator Adeola Olamilekon, who threw their weight behind the approval, argued that more funds should even be considered to augment the agency's operations, particularly against the backdrop of statistics which pegged Nigeria's internet penetration rate at 55.4% of the total population at the start of 2023. Bill for an act to upwardly review salaries, allowances, and other fringe benefits of those working in the Nigerian judiciary has passed a 2nd reading in the upper legislative chamber on Thursday. Recall that President Bola Tinubu had presented a bill to the upper chamber asking the lawmakers to review the salaries of judicial officers in the country. The proposed legislation, if passed by National Assembly and assented to by the President, would nip in the bud the prolonged stagnation in remuneration to reflect the current socio-economic realities. Correspondent Rotimi Adewoye reports.
The passage of the executive bill followed the presentation of the lead debate by the Deputy Senate Leader, Senator Lola Ashiru, during Thursday's plenary. Senator Ashiru, while leading the debate on the general principles of the proposed legislation, said the bill, among other things, seeks to review salaries and allowances and fringe benefits of judicial office holders in Nigeria.
This proposed legal framework undoubtedly will bring about significant improvement in the welfare, capacity, and independence of judiciary, which have been contentious issues of public discourse over the years.
The bill was unanimously embraced, but some lawmakers urged that in face of the current economic hardship, salaries and remuneration of Nigerians in other sectors should be equally reviewed.
So, because lawmaking shouldn't be every day, the issue of salary administration need not be brought to the parliament for debate. So once we fix it, we then have a clause that says, provided that every year, within that law there should be a provision of appropriate organs to review, take into account the rate of inflation, and adjust the wages of both the Chief Justice of the Federation, all the judges that are covered by this act.
No right-thinking Nigeria will not think that it's good to keep the judiciary comfortable, especially those in the states. Because when you go to the states and see judiciary officers jumping in Okada and Keke, you will cry for the nation.
After several deliberations, the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, referred the bill to the Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters for federal legislation. Rotimi Adewoye, ATN News.
House of Representatives have passed a resolution to investigate the procurement process in the award of the contract of the 15 trillion naira Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road. The motion was moved by Honorable Austin Achado on Thursday as a matter of urgent national importance. The House said the 2007 Procurement Act was violated and that certain approvals by the National Assembly as required by the law were not given. In light of the above, the House has asked the Minister of Works, Finance, Attorney General and Minister of Justice to avail the National Assembly copies of the documents for award of the contract. The first development by the reps comes following the demolition of buildings and structures in the right-of-way of the project. Minister of Works Dave Umahi recently said the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road construction will cost 4 billion naira per kilometer. The 700-kilometer Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road will be constructed for 15 trillion naira, and a kilometer of the road will cost 4 billion. It is designed to connect Lagos to Cross River, passing through Ogun, Ondo, Delta, Bayelsa Rivers, and Akwa Ibom states before culminating in Cross River State. House of Representatives on Thursday asked Vice President Kashim Shettima to immediately summon an emergency meeting of the board of the Niger Delta Power Holding Company to deliberate on the urgent resuscitation of the Bahrain power plant to enhance the efficiency of the national grid. The House also summoned the Managing Director of NDPHC, Joseph Ugbo, to appear before the House Committee on Power to explain the state of the Bahrain power plant and why it has been abandoned. Bahrain power plant, located in Bayelsa State, is an open cycle gas turbine power plant built to accommodate future conversion to combined cycle gas turbine configuration, and is a 252 megawatts power station located in Korama, Yenogwa, the Bayelsa State's capital. This followed the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance moved by the member representing Yenogwa Opokuma Federal Constituency, Bayelsa State Oboku Ofoji. Ofoji alleged that the NDPHC was planning to turn the power plant to a construction site, adding that rather to carry out repair works on the plant that was affected by fire incident in 2020, the management of the power plant has abandoned it, even when the plant can meet the electricity need of the entire Niger Delta. House of Representatives has directed the Central Bank of Nigeria to hold the proposed implementation of the cybercrime levy of 0.5% on electronic transactions. The Green Chamber also directed the CBN to withdraw the ambiguous circular in existence and issue an unequivocal circular in line with the letters and spirit of the Cybercrimes Amendment Act 2024. The decision by the House followed the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance by the Minority Leader, Honorable Kingsley Chinda.
The House is concerned that CBN circular mandates all banks, other financial institutions, and payment service providers to implement the Cyber Crime Act by applying the levy at the point of electronic transfer originating at cyber security levy and remitting same. The House is further concerned that the words of the CBN circular leaves the CBN directive to multiple interpretations, including that the levy be paid by bank customers, that is Nigerians, against the letter and spirit of Section 44(2)A of the Act, which specified businesses that should be levied accordingly. The House is worried that this act has led to apprehension as civil society organizations and citizens of the country have taken to conventional and social media to call out the federal government, give ultimatums for reversal of the imposed levy on Nigerians, amongst
In another development, the House has urged the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to use his office and direct the relevant MDS to come up with modalities for true negotiation with both the academic and non-academic unions so as to stop forthwith any further strike action in the tertiary institutions following the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance at the plenary by Honorable Abubakar Fulata.
Aware that most of the demands by the unions, which include the provision of infrastructure facilities, teaching aids and equipment, proper remuneration, welfare and allowances, especially and allowances, conducive working environment, and are genuine and implementable, which will forthwith avert any occurrence of such actions in our tertiary institutions. Disturbed that the way and manner this issue is being handled and treated with levity and given selective treatment, if not properly handled and resolved amicably, is capable of further aggravating the impasse and distorting academic activities with the attendant proliferation of social vices, economic and security consequences to the country. Further concerned that we do not need another strike in order to address these problems.
House adjourned plenary to Tuesday next week. Analyst has described the current cybersecurity policy by President Bola Tinubu as an unideal and inhuman. Speaking on Atlantic Blowout, socio-political analyst Promise Woso stated that the cybersecurity policy is not ideal for the masses at the moment following the current economic hardship faced in the country.
These policies by the federal government is aimed at causing more hardship to the citizens, from NIN to this cybercrime policy right now. For example, I can't keep my money in the bank and also pay to secure it. Why are the banks there? These are the primary roles of those institutions. Now this, just like the Labour Party presidential candidate stated on his tweet. Now, I can't be unemployed and you're taxing me. The federal government should create jobs and the tax rates will also be very high if there is employment. But there's hardship and you're taxing the people. It's not really something that we go away with every citizen.
Of the cybersecurity policy Promise also tasked the federal government on a better approach.
Now, these telecom companies, if it's hard on them, definitely it will be hard on the masses because they will increase their own charges also. Should seek counsel of those that knows. Listen, I'm not really trying to say they don't know what they're doing actually, but then there are ways to corner about it to at least ease the pressure on the masses because things are really tough right now. If you should increase the tax rate on the mass companies, they will actually increase their own dissent on us. And we're already suffering. Like, we're really feeling the heat in Nigeria. At least we are in Nigeria.
Recall that Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 general elections, Peter Obi, has criticized President Tinubu's administration for introducing a cybersecurity levy on Nigerians, which it deemed unreasonable given the country's economic struggles. Ministry of Defense has handed over 20 newly acquired armored personnel carriers to the Defense Headquarters to enhance the professional capabilities of troops of the Nigerian Armed Forces. This is contained in a statement by Dr. Ibrahim Kana, Permanent Secretary of the MOD in Abuja on Thursday. The APCs were handed over to the Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa by the PS. In his remarks at the handing over event, Kana said that the step was geared towards bolstering the nation's defense capabilities to effectively address emerging security challenges. He also said that it was geared towards enhancing the operational capabilities of the Nigerian Armed Forces. According to him, this handover marks a significant milestone in our ongoing efforts to strengthen the operational readiness of the armed forces, he said. Federal High Court in Abuja has granted ₦1 million bail each to a former Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, his daughter and 2 others. They are being tried over an alleged fraud to the tune of ₦2.7 billion. According to the court, they are also to provide to sureties who must have landed properties in Abuja. The sureties, the court said, must also be responsible citizens. The sureties must depose to an affidavit of means. The court also restricted the defendants from traveling abroad without its permission. Justice Origi ordered that the defendants should be remanded in prison custody if they fail to meet their bail conditions. The sureties must own landed properties within the FCT with valid titles. Counsel to the FCC, Rotimi Jacobs, spoke on the bail conditions granted by the courts.
One of the 2 cases filed against the former minister. So the first one is taken before his lordship here. So we are going to contend for the other one in another date. So, but the bail is at the discretion of the court. So it's for the court to decide whether it is adequate or not. So a counsel in his own right cannot criticize the judge whether the conditions are liberal or high or low. But I think it is fair. Yes, thank you. Well, there are other issues that were introduced, like the Nigerian Airways with Ethiopia something, which we added to it. So it was not there originally, but Nigerian Air matter is there are 2 counts on it. That's why we amended it. On condition that one of the surety must own property in Abuja and must deposit some money out or bond and all those things. So I don't think it's a strenuous. It's a condition that is unfair. It's very fair to them.
Northern Elders Forum has strongly condemned the Central Bank of Nigeria's recent decision to impose a cybersecurity levy on bank customers. In a statement released by the NEF's Director of Publicity and Advocacy, Abdulaziz Suleiman, the forum expressed its dissatisfaction with the policy, citing the escalating costs associated with banking transactions as a result of multiple charges. The NEF called on the government to reconsider the policy and explore alternative measures to ease the financial strain on individuals while still promoting the use of electronic payments. The forum pointed out that the introduction of cybersecurity levies, in addition to existing fees such as stamp duty, transfer fees, value-added tax, and SMS charges, has placed an unbearable financial burden on individuals engaging in electronic transactions. The NEF urged the government to find a sustainable solution that creates a fair balance between enhancing cybersecurity and alleviating the financial strain on Nigerians. And now business news. More hardship looms as Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms has recommended an upward view of the value-added tax from the present 7.5%. Taiwo Yedele, the chairman of the committee, disclosed this in a recent statement. He said the committee is proposing to review the VAT revenue sharing formula. He added that the VAT review will not lead to a price hike. Meanwhile, the development comes amid the uproar resulting from the recent introduction of a 0.5% cybersecurity levy on all electronic transactions in Nigeria. Consequently, financial experts, Nigerians, and the Nigeria Labour Congress have lamented the rising tax burden in the country. Federal government has waived the signature bonus requirement in the bidding process for newly auctioned oil blocks. Ministry of State for Petroleum Resources and Oil, Heineken Lokbobiri, said this exemption is to attract fresh investments and ramp up oil output. He disclosed this on the sidelines of the ongoing 2024 Offshore Technology Conference in Houston, Texas. A signature bonus in a single non-recoverable lump sum payment made upfront by oil companies to the government for the rights to develop an oil block commercially after successfully winning in the license bid round. Recall that the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission announced bidding processes for the 2024 oil bid round with 12 oil blocks and 5 deep offshore assets. Lokmobiri, who urged investors to take the opportunity of the oil bid round to invest, said, historically no source of energy goes away, so do not be deceived that fossil fuel will go away. This course at the recent global conferences has further proved that fossil fuel will continue to remain. The quicker we extract our oil, the better for us as a country. Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative says the focus of its ongoing nationwide audit of the oil, gas and mining companies is targeted at showering domestic resources mobilization. Executive Secretary of NITI, Dr. Oji Ogbanaya Oji, stated this in Port Harcourt while declaring open nationwide sensitization workshops on the conduct of the 2022-2023 industry reports of the oil and gas mining sectors for companies in the South and Southeast zones. OG explained that domestic resource mobilization has become key to native interventions in the industry as part of its mandates of enthroning transparency and accountability driven by public disclosure and blocking leakages. Deputy Director, Head Communications and Stakeholders Management, Obiageli Onwaha, made this known in press statement on Thursday. According to the statement, the sensitization workshops, which began in Lagos last week, continued in Port Harcourt to acquaint the agencies and companies covered by the reports in the affected in the South and Southeast zones with the templates designed for the exercise, sensitize stakeholders on the scope of the report and the data and information expected for the process. Corporate Affairs Commission has given Nigeria's POS agents a 2-month deadline to register their agents and merchants with the Commission. The registration initiative is aimed at enhancing transparency and reduce fraud in the financial sector, and directives from the Central Bank of Nigeria to fintech companies such as MoneyPoint, OPay, and PalmPay to hold onboarding new members. During a meeting with fintech companies in Abuja, the Registrar General Chief Executive Officer of CAC, Hussaini Magaji, emphasized the importance of this measure in safeguarding the businesses of fintech customers and strengthening the economy.
Giving ultimatum for the fintechs to regularize themselves in the country, and well known as POS, terminal holders, which we gave them up to the 7th July to regularize themselves with the Corporate Affairs Commission. And to show our seriousness and a commitment Special Secretariat to accommodate this registration. We are aware that this very secretariat now is full with my staff, that those saddled with the responsibility of availability, and some are being saddled with the responsibility of being approving officers to any request. And I think we have equipped the secretariat with the necessary facilities and full of staff. This is to show you how this government is taking this thing serious, and we are open for all the secretariat will be open for 24 hours. It will be open for any complaint and feedback from the public. So purposely, the essence of the secretariat is to provide services to the public. We have trained our staff that they can accommodate this activity, and the staff, they have the capacity to work from home. That's why we say 24-hour service. The normal working hours close by 4, but because we have equipped them with facilities, we believe they can work from home for approval and availability sake.
That the directive aligns with Section 863, subsection 1 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 and the 2013 Central Bank of Nigeria's guidelines on agent banking.
The reason why we have given ample opportunity, ample time for 60 days. Before, we've been on it since December. We've been on it since December. You are aware that the Money Point and some of them, they have even surrendered some of the names with their part, and we've been on it now. We decided to make it up to July, working from December to how many months? Almost 6 months. So this is not, we have not started today. We have commenced this thing now because we have to provide a timeline for the interest of their own business. Because if one person now being complied and the other has not complied, the customers in one that complied may likely jump to another one. That's why we decided to carry them all together. No one should be left behind. At the same time, they have a date for commencement and the date for closing. Just said, we are here now, CAC on our part, we are enforcing the provisions of the law. It is the law making it mandatory for any person to carry out any business in Nigeria, in the country. Your business must be legitimate. And for your business to be legitimate, you must register with the Corporate Affairs Commission. Either you are doing your business as individual or as an agent in their own language or as a merchant, whatever, if you are doing business, you must register with the Corporate Affairs Commission. And I know you believe that the POS terminal holders, that's the payment, those that are operating POS, that are doing business. So if you are doing business, you must register. So what we did now is to enforce part of the provision of the Company and Allied Matters Act. That's what.
Now to international tidbits. Israeli police on Thursday raided the offices of broadcaster Al Jazeera in the city of Nazareth, confiscating equipment belonging to the Arab language TV channel. The raid comes several days after the Israeli government banned Al Jazeera bill blocking access to content in Israel and banning the broadcaster from operating. Israel's communications minister signed a closure order for the broadcaster early on Sunday, and Al Jazeera's office in the Ambassador Hotel in East Jerusalem was raided that same day. Israel accuses the channel of biased reporting in the Gaza war. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had already announced his intention to close the TV network's facilities in Israel more than a month ago. Israel's parliament had previously approved a measure widely known as the Al Jazeera law that enables the government to shut down and ban foreign broadcasters if they are classified as a risk to state security. Two top Israeli officials criticized U.S. President Joe Biden on Thursday for threatening to stop certain arms supply to Israel if it invades the crowded Gaza city of Rafah. Israel has defied international objections by sending in tanks and conducting targeted raids in the eastern areas of Rafah. It says Rafah is home to Hamas's last remaining battalions, but the city on the border with Egypt is also crammed with displaced Palestinian civilians. Israel's ambassador to United Nations, Gilad Erdan, said Biden's comments would be interpreted by Israel's foes, Iran, Hamas, and Hezbollah, as something that gives them hope to succeed. Israel's far-right finance minister Bezalel Smotrich said that his government would pursue its goals in Gaza despite the U.S. threats. Russian President Vladimir Putin accused the West on Thursday of risking a global conflict and said no one would be allowed to threaten the world's biggest nuclear power as Russia marked the Soviet Union's victory over Nazi Germany in World War II. As Russian troops advanced against Ukraine's Western-backed forces, Putin accused arrogant Western elites of forgetting the decisive role played by the Soviet Union in defeating Nazi Germany and of stoking conflicts across the world. Putin, who sent his army into Ukraine in 2022, caused the war as part of a struggle with the West, which he says humiliated Russia after the Berlin Wall fell in 1989 by encroaching on what he considers Moscow's sphere of influence. Ukraine and the West say Putin is engaged in an imperial-style land grab. They have vowed to defeat Russia, which currently controls about 18% of Ukraine, including Crimea and parts of 4 regions in eastern Ukraine. Russia says the lands once part of the Russian Empire and now again part of Russia. The Soviet Union lost 27 million people in World War II, including many millions in Ukraine, but eventually pushed Nazi forces back to Berlin, where Hitler committed suicide and the Red Soviet victory banner was raised over the Reichstag in 1945. And now to entertainment. Veteran actor Kanayo Kanel has introduced his firstborn Clinton Mbise to the movie industry. He revealed that Clinton will be joining his production company, Simplicity Associates Productions, as an assistant production manager and personal assistant. In a video on Instagram account, Kanayo hammered on the fact that his son is there to work and shouldn't be given any preferential treatment. Kanayo also disclosed that Mbise recently graduated from Babcock University with a degree in information and communication technology. He added that Mbise studied filmmaking and management before proceeding with further studies. And now to sports. Former president of the Nigeria Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick, says Super Eagles head coach Finidi George has the right to choose a foreign assistant if he desires. Finidi is yet to put together his backroom staff a week after his appointment was confirmed by the Nigerian Football Federation. The 53-year-old has reportedly rejected NFF's proposal to work with 2 of his former teammates, Emmanuel Amunike and Daniel Amokachi. The former winger instead is keen to appoint an expatriate as his assistant. Pinnick has jumped to the defense of the coach, insisting that he has the right to pick his assistants. Nigeria's Flamingos have departed Abuja for Bamako, Mali ahead of their 2024 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifying fixture against Burkina Faso. The players and their officials departed Abuja on Thursday aboard an Air Côte d'Ivoire flight. The third-round first-leg clash is slated for staged 26 March Bamako on Saturday. The reverse fixture will be held a week later at the Moshood Abiola Stadium, Abuja. The Nigerian girls have failed to appear in only one edition of the FIFA Under-17 World Cup Uruguay 2018 since it was launched in New Zealand in 2008. They are set for a handsome win in the Malian capital to make the return leg in Abuja a mere formality. The Dominican Republic will host the competition later in the year. Manchester United have welcomed back Marcus Rashford and Lisandro Martinez to training ahead of the Premier League clash against Arsenal on Sunday. The Premier League club confirmed this in a statement on their official website. The Red Devils are on the verge of failing to qualify for any European competition following a 4-0 humiliation at Crystal Palace on Monday. However, the availability of Rashford and Martinez will be a big boost for Eric Ten Hag, who is under immense pressure at Old Trafford. Spanish Football Federation on Thursday accepted Atletico Madrid's appeal against a partial stadium ban after racial abuse directed at Athletic Bilbao winger Nico Williams. Atletico were initially ordered to partially close the stadium for 2 La Liga matches following monkey chants heard by Spain international Williams at Atletico's Metropolitano Stadium last month. The federation appointed to Atletico's active cooperation in their decision to lift the stadium ban and €20,000 fine. Williams heard the abuse when he went to take a corner. He subsequently scored, pointing to his arm in reference to his skin color in a size 3-1 defeat on a date. Atletico identified the person responsible for the abuse from cameras in the stadium.